So I've been holding off on making the review for these Adios 6s because I've not been doing any sessions. Now I've done some sessions, so now it feels like a good time to be able to give a full and honest review. But let's do one more session. So when you start to run again after some time off and you start increasing that duration, distance or intensity, and you have that feeling that everything feels great, everything feels wonderful, don't forget to do those routines, those strengthening routines. It can be quite deceptive that you feel great, but yeah, you need to make sure you keep up those good routines so you can keep on running.
You knocked me down, swept my feet off the ground, left me on the floor. Hard to resist, got me looking like this, like the one before.
So today's session, yeah, probably should tell you about that. You know, it's really important. Every run has a purpose. We may lose sight of that sometimes when we're just doing a lot of easy running, but the easy runs have a purpose to supplement the intensity. And so today's session, the purpose of it is just do a little bit of a light session, nothing too intense, a bit short in kind of intensity, kilometers and duration. So we're going to do 10 minutes of intensity and we're going to break that up into 10 times 1 minute on with 1 minute off. But that 1 minute off isn't going to be stopping, resting. It's just going to be continuing at the normal easy pace, so around 4:30 to 4:45 per kilometer. When you think about it, every single run that we do has a purpose, and this purpose of this run is to get a little bit more intensity in there and also to be prepared for when we do those bigger sessions. Let's go! Last one's coming up, and wow, feeling good, but also feeling hard. Let's go. Some really excellent running there, and really good to get consistency back into running, doing some of those mini sessions. And well, we've got some big goals coming up, which we'll be sharing on the channel, of course. So the reason why you're here, this thing here, the Adidas Adizero Adios 6s, let's go through a little few of those base stats for you. It's got a 34mm heel and a 32mm heel and a 24mm forefoot, giving it an 8mm drop from heel to toe. So in the midsole, they've completely stripped out all boost and they've replaced it with the Light Strike Pro, this stuff here, which is like super cushy. And in the back, it's just got the Light Strike, you know, just basic, ordinary stuff. The fabric stays pretty much the same. It's this Cellar mesh, which is really light, breathable, and also extremely durable, may I say. But they have added in maybe a few like fancy flares like here and such. Things that I really don't think are necessary, but maybe to make it look a little bit cooler. Weight-wise, well, you can see what it is on the screen. I run a 46 2/3 in Adidas shoes, and it runs true to size throughout all the Adidas shoes that I have had. Of course, looks, stats, and all that thing are quite a smaller part of the things, but how it actually felt when running. And I would like to say I have quite a good experience in running in Adios shoes, so I've been running in previous iterations of them. Actually, I think the first ones I had were actually just the Adios 2s. That was a long time ago though. And recently, fell back in love with the Adios 5s, which look completely different to these. I'll tell you what, here's a quick little look. You can see the difference between the two of them. I think it's gained a little bit more in stack height. As I said, different materials as well, and maybe looks a little bit more artistic. So there are obviously things that I really do like about the shoe and really dislike actually, and that comes as a bit of a surprise to me. I've loved all the Adidas shoes I've been running in, and for once I've got a few gripes with this shoe. It is a bit of a lighter shoe, you know, and when you're running, obviously, especially doing a session or some kind of more intense workout, that can probably only help you. The materials are just so good in Adios shoes, adizero lineup. They have the Cellar mesh, which I always find really durable. The composition of the materials is really great, nice and light as well, and also with the grip underneath. I think Continental grip is one of the most durable grips I've had, but not only that, but I think it's really grippy as well. And just to say, I've done over 200 kilometers in these shoes, and yeah, I mean, apart from obviously with a white shoe looking a little bit dirty, the materials stand up, the grip is pretty much, almost looks brand new, obviously a few things. Sorry to interrupt you, Marc, but you forgot to mention that grip is durable, the grip is great, but because they perforated it to make it look cool, maybe. Now, if you're running on gravel or any surface that has lots of little stones, as you can see here, it picks them up and retains them in here. Previously, compared to like the Adios 5s, it didn't have that. Actually, I think this is a bit of a design fault. It looks pretty cool. It doesn't have so many, to be honest, but occasionally, you know, there are some like this and you have to get rid of them. Anyway, continue as you were. So it still keeps that thing, which I really do also say with the Boston 9s and the Adios 5s, is that it feels like a running shoe. You go out there and you run and it feels good. It doesn't have too much cushioning that you lose your foot underneath it. In regards to that though, what I don't like about it, where it's changed from the Adios 5s, is that it has grown in stack height. I really used to like in the Adios 5 that I had that more ground to the feel, and something that I've come really to love because it helps me with my running form, I have found. But now we've seen with the lineup and just running shoes in general, everyone is increasing their stack height, so the difference from the ground where your foot sits, and we've seen an increase in the Adios range and also in the Bostons. That's crazy. So they removed, completely stripped out the boost from the heel, and instead of replacing that with the Lightstrike Pro there, they have just put the Lightstrike Pro in the midfoot to the forefoot area. Now that is really great for somebody who has running with good technique and such, and yes, it has increased a little bit in the stack height in the heel, so if you are heel striking, it does have a little bit more cushioning. But that light strike, which is in the heel area, I feel like it doesn't really offer too much, and it feels a little bit stiff and kind of unmalleable. But maybe that's really the beauty of it, that if you are heel striking per se, and heel strike if you're landing behind your center of mass, but that's pretty hard. But if you're heel striking in front of your center of mass, that's probably not the best idea. It being so stiff and kind of unforgiving, maybe that's a good thing, because it's, you know, telling you, hey, you need to be striking up here. Probably one of the things that is quite annoying about the shoe is that it does feel like the Adios range. I'm not gonna say that, because it does feel like I'm running in an Adios shoe versus all the other shoes that are out there in the market. But it is different from the other Adios 5s I've been running in. What I loved so much, and that they were quite basic, quite simplistic. But here with these ones, I just feel like they've broken away a little bit from it, and maybe that's my expectation and my love of that Adios 5s, and here we go. I'm not lying. So much I love the Adios 5s that I bought a new pair because they were on sale, 60 euros, because the new generation is out. It's not to say that I don't like the Adios 6s. I will continue to run in them. I do enjoy running in them. That new shoe smell. But the great thing is, I've seen the Adios 6s now on sale in Running Warehouse for around 96 euros, I believe. And I think that's a real bargain for this type of shoe. And I think it's really important to say that this shoe might not be the Adios 5, but the Adios line is so different from a lot of those other types of shoes that we see out there, you know, the Clifton 8s or even on the 9s, the Ride 13s, all these maximal cushioned shoes. I don't think there's many shoes out there on the market that are like this one. Probably something that might be good for you to have a little bit of a different type of running shoe in your running shoe rotation. So I guess in quick short, would I recommend anybody to buy this shoe? Well, if you can get a good deal, yeah, I would, of course. If you can get a better deal on the Adios 5s, I'd probably recommend get them. Still, the Adios 6s, I'm happy I bought them, and I think that says quite a lot in itself. Of course, any other comments or questions about the shoes, or the session that I did, or just generally anything about running, I love talking about running, leave them down in the comment section down below and I'll be happy to get back to you. Remember to subscribe if you're not subscribed already, really does help out the channel. Drop a like if you like the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Wheel, why did I say wheel? I will. Yes, I will. Well, we will see each other again, I guess. Yeah. Adios 6.